I'm sure you've heard the saying, you can never get enough of a good thing. And we have a really good thing. If you joined us last week, then you saw the first segment of our staff picks. We've grown quite a bit here in Fabric Cafe, so we have a second staff pick. So stay tuned. It's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. Today we're going to do our second segment of staff picks. We have fabulous staff with Fabric Cafe. We're like one big happy family, and we decided to challenge each employee to pick their favorite pattern out of Quilts in a Jiffy. This is my newest book, and so they went through and picked out the quilts that they liked best. And then they picked out the fabric that they like best. And now they're going to share that with you and me. And no rehearsing, they're going to tell me all kinds of things about why they picked the fabric they picked. So with no further ado, let's get started. Now this one is one of my favorites. The pattern is called Ashford Square. And I love this fabric. It is just such a fun springtimey fabric. And so this one, Ashford Square, was Jessica's pick. So hi, Jessica.
Hi, Donna.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So Jessica is our inventory control manager, and she tries to manage all of that fabric coming in and out of this building, right?
That's right. It's a lot of fabric.
It is a lot of fabric, but we really do have a good time here at Fabric Cafe.
We do.
And Jessica's been with us for
a little over 2 years, almost 3 years, actually.
Almost 3 years. She took a little bit of time off to do something on a personal note, and it's a little bit of a surprise for all of us. But tell us about that, Jessica.
Well, Donna wanted me to go to the Lakeland, Florida show this year with them, but that didn't happen. But instead of telling her my schedule of when I could fly out, I came in and told her that I was pregnant instead.
That's right. And then the next surprise came.
It was twins.
So we have wonderful Eli and Evie, and they are so cute.
They are. They're about to be a year old. I'm planning their first birthday party.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Well, tell us what you picked out for us.
This one is Magnolia Blooms, and it reminded me of my childhood. My grandmother that we stayed with during the summer, my brother, my cousin, and I, she had this huge magnolia tree out in her yard, in her front yard. And so we'd climb in it all the way up to like the roof line on her house. So it just reminded me of her. She passed away
5 years ago.
No, that's the other grandma.
The other grandmother. Oh,
no, this one was my dad's mom. No, she has a magnolia tree too, actually. So it's both ways. Okay. But she passed away in October, right after I found out I was pregnant, and I didn't get a chance to tell her.
Oh.
So it's kind of special. And then I also thought the little gold sprigs kind of look like the branches. So
all right. So we have our focus fabric was the magnolias, and then comparing these two, the light is your number 2 fabric, and the dark is your number 3. And I love the combination. I think you did an absolutely wonderful job.
Thanks.
So we're going to put the magnolias in the center of this block, and there'll also be this section here. I thought this kind of looked like sunshine streaming through the trees. So I think that one is really pretty. So your light color is the portion of your quilt that kind of becomes the background. So it really makes the color pop. And so this is your number 2 fabric. The number 3 would be the border here and here. And this is a dramatic quilt. I love the way that looks. Great. All right, so what we have here are the Magnolia Memories, 8021221. Ashford Square is only available in the book Quilts in a Jiffy. If you buy 3 kits, you can get the book free. But if you just want to buy 1 kit, you can select an individual pattern. And so the alternate pattern that Jessica picked is Easy Street. And it will have big blocks and little blocks to show off your magnolias. Well, Jessica, thank you very much. I think you did a great job picking this out, and she's doing more and more mixing and matching of fabric, and we really appreciate having your talents on staff.
Well, thank you. I enjoy working here.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see what's up next. So if you watched our last segment, you know that 2 of the staff picked Crossroads as their choice. And lo and behold, we have 2 more people, but the first one we're going to talk to is Donna Holmes. So let's put that up here. How are you today, Donna?
I'm doing good.
Good. So how long have you been with Fabric Cafe?
You know, I just checked, and I have been here 1 month.
1 month. Wow. Well, if any of you remember when we had our big deep freeze here in Texas, she was supposed to start on Monday, but that was an absolute impossibility because she had gotten stuck
I was in California.
in California.
Yeah.
She couldn't even get back to Texas.
No.
It was a hard time. But Donna Holmes, so now we have 2 Donnas.
Yes,
It's the
we
Donna
do.
Show.
Right?
Yes. And Donna is a marketing assistant, and that means social media, and that means working with distributors and sometimes answering the phone. So
Right. I always preface it with, "This is Donna Holmes."
yes.
Because, they're going to get a little excited thinking I'm you. And no.
Well, another fun thing about how Donna and I met. Remember? How could you forget?
Yes.
All of you, well, not all of you, but several people comment periodically about how they like my clothes that I'm wearing for the day. Well,
You're welcome.
I met Donna at a dress shop, and we were, she was waiting on me and helping me, and I thought, I really like this woman. And so the next thing I know, I start interviewing her.
She did.
Did you know I was interviewing you? You thought I was just nosy.
Well, maybe that too, but that's all right. That's all right. But I had also found out that I had already been given 3 or 4 of your books through another, so it's a great story.
It is,
Of
because
how
she
we
already
very
had
much
one
met.
of my books.
I
when we met.
did, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Your 3-yard quilts."
And so from then on, I was known as 3.
Right.
The Yards was my last name.
Right. There you go. Exactly.
Okay, well, let's look at your fabric. I wanted y'all to get to know Donna a little bit because you haven't met her before on any of our videos. Do you want to tell us about your fabric and why you selected it?
Sure. So this one, as soon as we got the fabrics in, I was just really drawn to them. One, they really made me just smile because, this last year, it really focused a lot on the medical community with this whole last in 2020. But this fabric, when I saw it, you just have to kind of smile because these are obviously they're nurses or people in the medical profession. And to me, they just have a little bit of sass about them. They got little hands on the hips there and just the sassy. I mean, you're not going to say no if one of these nurses comes up and says, "I need you too."
Right.
So they just, and to me, it was really kind of honoring our medical community. And I'm sure all of us know someone in the medical community that has really put a lot of extra effort in during these times. So this is kind of honoring that medical community.
That's great. Now, it's really fun because this is going to be in your largest blocks. And the nurses are what we call tossed. They're not directional, but they'll work really well with that big block. And then you're going to use your light colored fabric is going to be behind. And so that's cool with all of the nurses' caps. Do nurses still wear caps? I think that's kind of a throwback, isn't it?
I think it is too.
But it's cool.
Yes.
We all know what they are.
Right.
And then you have your number 3 fabric, which is going to be the blocks and the borders. So this is going to be a great quilt. And you are a quilter. That was the
I
other
am,
thing that drew
yes.
me to Donna whenever
Right.
she knows about quilting. So here's your number. The kit number is 8021214, and it's Florence is the name of the kit. Crossroads is your pattern. It's only available in the book Quilts in a Jiffy, but you can get an alternate pattern as an individual, and that is the Heartland pattern, and that would look really cute too.
Yeah, I thought
Well,
so.
thank you very much. I love what you
Thank you.
picked out,
Good.
and it's been fun chatting on camera.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let's see what's up next. So, as I mentioned earlier, we've had multiple people pick this particular one as their favorite quilt. And so the next person was not only picked their favorite quilt, but it's one of my favorite people because we kind of spend a lot of time together, don't we, darling? So this is my husband, Robert, as many of you probably know, and you've met him at shows. And he's been here since day one, or else I've been here since day one. Which is it?
I've been here since day minus 5 years.
That's true.
And then you came in and made me push all my paraphernalia away to start Fabric Cafe. And eventually you pushed me into a little corner. And now I've been given my evacuation notice. I have to construct my own workshop and get the rest of my stuff out of here.
You know, you're going to get sympathy letters. Oh my gosh.
Just kidding.
Well, some of you may know that we did start Fabric Cafe in the storeroom at his engineering firm. And so we had 600 square feet, and now we have 4,800 square feet, and he has...
I have maybe 100
square feet. Yeah, I know. I kind of squeezed him down. But you know what? When you see all these people that are picking quilts, you'll know why Fabric Cafe is kind of bloomed and grown. But we couldn't have done it without Robert, and he is a genius in his own right. So let's talk about quilts. He's been around quilting for a long time because he's been with me. So tell us about the fabric you picked.
Well, when I saw this lighthouse fabric, I immediately thought this would make a great quilt for a beach house or a seashore getaway. And I've always had a fascination for lighthouses. Did you know that there are no two identical lighthouses in any quadrant of the world? That's because everyone has a unique paint job. Not so on this quilt, unless we can find them. Yeah, here's a blue one. Mm-hmm. Every lighthouse is unique because the light not only tells a mariner that there's a navigation hazard in the area. If he has a visual sighting on a lighthouse, he can tell where he is.
Wow.
This is important before global positioning systems. So every lighthouse has a unique color scheme, and as well, the light is unique. Each lighthouse has a different flash so that the mariner can resort to his charts and know exactly where he is.
See, I told you he was a genius. I didn't know all of this.
I picked the lighthouse fabric, and I thought these two fabrics would go very well. Look at how that blends with the sand and the blue with the water and the clouds. So that's my pick.
Well, he's not only a genius about that informational thing, he can put fabric together too. So, I mean, you know, what's not to love about this man?
and I picked this pattern because it has a nice large block which will show off the lighthouses. Mm-hmm. You don't want a fussy cut and plunk a lighthouse dead center. That gets boring. When I was a child, I had a quilt that had cars on it, and the cars were coming out from the edges of a block, and I thought, the rest of the car is there, it's just behind. If someone had fussy cut the quilt and put the car right in the middle, I'd have been bored. So that was my choice of fabric, and someone said I had to have an alternate. Well, where's my alternate?
There's your alternate.
Oh, here's the alternate. Now this is called Checkmate, and it uses a width of fabric slice. As you can see here. And I thought, well, that's going to be great for the lighthouses. Just display a panorama of lighthouses.
That would be good.
Wouldn't that be good?
That would be. And you want to tell them about that too?
Okay, well, this kit was...
Let's see how well you read upside down.
This kit was assigned a number. The number is 8021215. And I gave it the name Outer Banks. I had nothing to do with the number. And we're going to use the pattern from the book Quilts in a Jiffy, which is Crossroads.
Very good.
How'd I do?
You did great. Would you like a job?
No, but I would like lunch.
Okay, thank you very much, sweetie.
Thank you all.
I bet you can tell now why I love him so much. Mwah. Okay, up next, let's see what's going on. Okay, the next staff pick is by none other than moi. So I picked this one because I wanted a little bit of a challenge. So this is very patriotic. I love it. But I thought, what would it look like if we changed the fabric and did it in something extraordinary, like my brand new fabric line that will be coming out in late August of this year. So this portion is a sneak peek just for you. So let's put that one up here and I'll show you how it works. I'm really excited about this. For those of you who have been with us for a while, you know that I've designed fabric before. And this one, I'm curating a line of fabric for QT Fabrics. And I think they have the best quality and they also have some of the prettiest colors. So let's look at this. My new line of fabric is called Fantasy Garden. And if you look at this one, it's the focus fabric for the line. And then I love word fabric. And so in this garden, we are growing love, joy, and peace. So you can see the little words down here. And the little flowers are mimicked in the focus fabric. And then I said, I really want an unusual stripe because as many of you know, I love stripes. So this is the perfect little stripe with a little bit of a polka dot in it. So let's see how I used these three fabrics in this patriotic quilt so that it looks really different. All right, let me get my pieces and parts over here. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to strip piece, and you're going to strip piece fabrics 1 and 2. Those will be strip pieced together. Move this down a little. And then you're going to cut units like this from that. Now I've trimmed the seam allowances off of this. So this piece is going to be used right here. So we have our fabrics 1 and 2. Then after you cut these units out, you're going to add a piece to the side. So that one is going to go there. Then you are going to add another strip here and here. And to finish it off, we're going to add a strip here and here. And you can see how this block is taking shape. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we make half square triangles for our friendship star. We're going to use half square triangles and just a square on the top and the bottom of those half square triangles. So you make a unit like this. You make a unit like this and a unit like this. Isn't that fun? I love how this turned out. So we took a quilt that was originally very patriotic and we turned it into more of a everyday special quilt. I'm going to put this one right here and I'm going to put this right here. Now, I hope you love that one as much as I do. I think it's very pretty. And there are like 11 or 12 different fabrics. We have different colorways that are coming up. So you can find out about this the instant that it appears by going to our website. You will search for the name of the kit, which I will show you in a moment. You will click on the email me when this is in stock, and we will send you an email. You'll be the first ones to know when this fabric arrives in our stock. So we have kit number 8021226, Where Love Grows. The name of the pattern is Oh My Stars. That is only available in my book, Quilts in a Jiffy. If you'd like to have an alternate pattern, I recommend the Friendship Star pattern. And if you buy one kit, you will get one pattern free. And if you like this fabric as much as I do, you're going to love the remainder of that the line of fabric as well. So this is my staff pick, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did putting it together. Now, let's see what's up next. So the next one that we have is another pick for the button block. I think we had one earlier in the last segment that picked this one. So each staff member got to pick the quilt that they like best and the fabric that they like best. And next up is Theresa. Now, Theresa is a really special person to us, and she is basically our shipping supervisor. She does a lot of shipping. So if you want to send a thank you note to somebody whenever you get your order in a hurry, the Teresa's the one.
Or if it's messed up.
Or if it's messed up, yeah.
Blame me.
But I bet most of you haven't had too many of them messed up. We process a lot of orders around here.
Yes, we do.
And I thank you for your very conscientious work that you do.
Thank you.
So, Theresa, you've been with us just a little over a year.
Yep.
And when she came to work here, it was before the COVID thing started and before we started doing videos. And it was a totally different company at that time.
Yes, it was. Lots of changes.
Lots and lots of changes, but a lot of fun now.
Yes.
Well, we had fun the first time too, didn't we? Yeah. So tell us about the fabric that you picked. Why did you pick this particular one other than I absolutely love it?
Because it's amaryllis, it's not lilies.
Ah, now tell me about that. It's not lilies, it's
Amaryllis.
Amaryllis. Okay.
I thought it was a lily till I thought of my stepdad, and I sent him a picture, and he said, no, that is an amaryllis, Theresa. And and he's really big on amaryllis, so it kind of reminded me of my stepdad. So,
Oh, how cool.
thanks to Pop, I picked out a
Yes.
pretty kit.
Well, I love it. And I love the way you coordinated the yellow with the black dot.
I
and
do
then
too.
this is one of the things about fabrics that some people have difficulty with, but I love it when you can straddle the three. So you've got the yellow with this yellow and a little black, and then you've got the black that goes with this, and then you even have a little bit of a gold polka dot in there. You did a beautiful job.
Well, thank you,
But you
Mom.
have a little bit of experience with fabric, don't you?
A little bit.
Tell us about your...
Well, doing drapes since I was 16 with my grandmother, so...
So she's 21 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and she came by this gray hair the same way that Denise and I did.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
But making custom drapes, I've seen some of the things that you've done.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep.
All right, so this one is Teresa's pick. It's 8021219 Amaryllis Dreams. And it's button blocks is the pattern that she's chosen for this one. And the alternate pattern would be 9+1. And have you ever made any of our quilts, the 3-yard quilts?
Numerous. I've
Numerous.
done lots of them. Yes.
And there was 23 that you made last Christmas
Yes.
for her grandchildren
and
and
family.
children
Yeah.
and family.
Yeah.
So yes, she has a little bit of, we do call her the overachiever. Okay, thank you so much,
Thank
Theresa. So this quilt has been picked a couple of times, as you've seen. And the newest member of our staff is Ryan Holmes. And I'd like to introduce you to him. And he picked this one did you pick this one as your quilt?
I did, yes. It's the one that just made the most sense to me.
Okay. And Ryan joined us 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks, yeah.
But we knew when we hired him that he might not be around too long because he's also a student.
I am, yeah.
And what are you studying?
I'm going for my master's in nutrition science.
Is that not interesting? And we get along really well because I'm really into that nutritional kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So tell us about your fabric that you picked.
Yeah, so I was given about a week's notice to say, hey, you have a fabric to pick out for a quilt, and I managed to avoid it for the whole week until today came along, and they said, hey, we're going to be filming you, so you better pick some fabric. So luckily I was able to find the mad scientist guy and some circuit-looking breaker boards, and from there it was kind of figuring out what to pick as my third fabric, which luckily I was able to get some help on.
Well, good. And I think you did a great job. This is the cutest fabric. And it was a good thing he did wait a week because this just came in, I think, yesterday or the day before. Well, I guess Friday it came in. So
Perfect timing.
It did. And I really did like the name of his kit. So first of all, we'll talk about the fabric. This is the focus fabric. It's going to go in that largest block. We'll move it over here. So it'll go in this largest block. And then you're going to have the light. So you compare these two, you pick your lightest color. It will be your background. So it will cause this fabric and the large one to really stand out from the background. And I do like this. I'm looking, what is that, a circuit board?
I would say a circuit board.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a circuit board. Not that I've ever seen a circuit board. No, I probably have at least once in my lifetime. But the name of his kit is absolutely wonderful. So, you want to tell us about that name?
Yeah. So I'm really picky on having fun with names, and everyone was throwing around different ideas. And I was texting my friend about how fabric and quilting isn't necessarily my area of expertise, and how I felt a little bit out of my element. And it also happened to be a fun little play on words with science, and so it felt pretty right when I said that.
So I thought that was very clever and creative. So Out of My Element is the name of the kit. The number is 8021227. Button Box is the pattern from Quilts in a Jiffy, but the alternate pattern is going to be Sweet Times, which would be cute because this would be the main block all over the quilt. So that would be a cute one too. So Ryan, thank you very much. And we've really enjoyed having you around. And best of luck as you continue to pursue that degree.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Now this one is Landslide, and we saw this in the previous segment with one of the other staff picks. And we have also done little musical jobs here because we have Fran, not Hannah, because Hannah's behind the camera, and this staff pick is John, who's normally behind the camera. So we are all just multi-talented around here, let me tell you. So let's put this one up on the table, Fran, and here's John.
Oh, hello, hello, hello.
Yes, usually he's behind the camera, but today we've invited him onto this side of the table so that he can tell us about his staff pick. And you're a quilter.
I'm a quilter.
That's right.
Definitely. I do quite a bit of, well, I won't say quite a bit of quilting, but I've made several of our quilts just because I like to get my hands on things. And
you are doing quite a bit of quilting right now because your present job, or not job. Project. There you go. We won't make it a job.
So, yeah, I'm actually making one of the patterns from Quick as a Wink called Entwined, and I'm making the King Queen topper size. So it's like this massive project of, I literally have 96 blocks in this, and it's like, ironing all of those blocks, kind of made for some long evenings. But I really love that one because I've done it in boutiques, and we'll be actually showing that in an upcoming show. So it'll be fun to share that one with you once we have that one finished.
And I have seen the progress, and it is gorgeous. It is really a cool quilt.
It really is.
Very impressive with the size as well. So tell us what you picked and why you picked this one.
Well, it's kind of an ongoing joke around here. It's lunchtime. John's going to have tacos again. I just absolutely, tacos is one of my favorite food groups. And this one just really sang to me because, tacos would not be the same without having a good sauce on it. I'm always making my own sauces and pico de gallos and things like that. And this one just really made me just happy whenever I saw it because we had all these peppers and all of these things that you'd make all these great sauces with. So we've got this great focus fabric in here. And then we've got our number 2 fabric, which is another great fabric that ties in with the corn and the salt and pepper shakers, and even our number 3 fabric in this with that beautiful rich yellow with the little nice dot on that, almost like a picnicky kind of a feel to it.
I like it.
And then our third one is really exciting with all of these fun peppers and the color that brings that in there. Really just, I think this, if you had this great little bay window in your kitchen, this would be a great quilt to have laying in there to add a little accent to your kitchen, and just makes that really exciting and adds some that splash of color.
It would be really cool as a wall hanging in a kitchen if you've got like a little
that would be
breakfast room or
great.
something like that. That would be cute.
Well, as you words just lost me here. As you hinted at the beginning, I am a quilter, so I took the liberty to go ahead and make some pieces and parts for this one.
Awesome.
And so that we can actually kind of get an idea of what this looks like. Okay. So I am using the this pattern,
Landslide.
Landslide, thank you. And I love this one because we do have this great big focus block on that. So we went in and made up our big blocks on this so that you can see that you're going to have a great focus fabric or focus view on this quilt. So we'll throw a couple of these up here. And again, in our classic method, we do have that strip that we're cutting out on all of that.
So you cut a 10.5 or whatever that, I can't remember.
Exactly.
the
I believe it's a 9.5 strip that's with the fabric, and then you'll cut out each of your blocks on that. So it's really quick and easy. And this pattern does work really well with this directional fabric. So you can have it to where it is all focusing in the same direction there. And then secondarily, we went in and made our, let's see, that's that. There we go. And then we have our secondary blocks, which are these great half-square triangles with those peppers and that yellow in here, and it goes together really nice.
I like it.
So we've got a couple more in here. So you can see that you get this great, nice diagonal on this to add some nice variety and interest to this, and gives you all of this great color that would bring a lot of color to either a kitchen or even that little breakfast nook within the house.
I like it. I like it very much. It's fun. I love those peppers. They're so pretty.
They are really fun. So let's take a look at the numbers on this kit. So we've got this one, and you got to love the name. It's called Hot Stuff. And it's 8021216, and it's using the landslide pattern out of the Quilts in a Jiffy book, Donna's latest book. And then we've got an alternate pattern that I think would also look fantastic with this is the Tic Tac pattern, because it actually gives you two focus fabrics on that. So you'd be able to have your red focus fabric, and then you could even swap the positions on these so that you had that pepper in that second focus fabric.
Good.
And would be a great one. And then you'd have that the peppers out here on the border. So Tic Tac would look great with that one. So that's my staff pick for today.
That's really cool. And one of the neat things is it's easy to do that with 3-yard quilts because you're using 3 1-yard cuts of fabric. So if you wanted to switch positions, it's easy to do as long as you cut everything that needs to come out of that position.
Exactly.
Well, John, that's great. What are you having for lunch today?
Tacos.
All right. Okay, let's see what's up next. Okay, so our next quilt is brought to us by the staff that gets all of the attention, and that's Socks. Socks, would you like to say something? Huh? You want to say something, or you just want to purr? Now, Socks has been with our company for about 14 years. Wow. Oh, it's just amazing. She is over 18 years old, and she came to live here when my brother-in-law had to go into a care facility. Thank you, Fran. And so Socks came to live here, and she was a spry little kitty, and now she's a little bit older, but she still makes all of us happy and mouse-free. And so here's the fabric that Socks is picking. Now I have to tell you, really, Socks likes any fabric, but she has boxes and baskets around the office because she's not really supposed to be up on things. And so she's probably wondering just exactly why we're letting her get up on this table. But so if it starts with an F called fabric, she likes it. These are her kitties that she picked out. And they're cute, aren't they, Socks? So these are the kitties. Here is your secondary fabric, or the little flowers, and you can see the kitty fabric has little flowers in it. So focused fabric will go in the big block. The light color goes right down here, and then we have our terracotta color that's going to be in this part of the block. So this is going to be a great looking cat fabric quilt. And it's called Colorful Cats, 8021212. Landslide is the name of the pattern from the book Quilts in a Jiffy. An alternate pattern would be bold blocks. So the kitties would be in every one of the big blocks, and it would just be a fun one to lay on, wouldn't it, Socks?
So as you can see, Fabric Cafe has grown considerably. We actually had to do 2 videos so that you could meet all of the awesome people that I have the opportunity of working with. And isn't it interesting that you have male and female, young and mature, and we all pick out fabric that we like best. It's probably got some great ideas for gifts, and if you really like this video, be sure to subscribe right below and click on the bell. And if you want to share with your friends, let them know about our awesome videos. It's Donna Robertson. Have a great evening.